Gaius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, better known by his nickname Caligula, was the third emperor of the Roman Empire, and a member of the Julio-Claudian dynasty. He was the emperor from AD 37 until his assassination in AD 41. His reign is often remembered for his cruelty, erratic behavior, and tyranny. Caligula was the great-grandson of Julius Caesar's niece, Julia the Younger. This makes Caligula a descendant of Julius Caesar through his mother's side, as his great-grandmother was Caesar's sister. His family lineage and the name he carried linked him to Julius Caesar's legacy. He was born in 12 AD, 2 years before Tiberius was made emperor. He had been named after Gaius Julius Caesar, but his father's soldiers affectionately nicknamed him Caligula because of the miniature soldier's outfit he wore when he was staying with his father's army. Caligula was the adopted grandson and successor of Emperor Tiberius. Tiberius, who was Caligula's great-uncle by marriage, adopted him as his heir, leading to Caligula's rise to the throne after Tiberius's death. Caligula was only 7. His father mysteriously died while serving in Antioch. Caligula's mother, Agrippina the Elder, blamed Emperor Tiberius for her husband's death. This led to the rift between Agrippina and Tiberius eventually arrested and exiled Agrippina and Caligula's 2 older brothers, Drusus and Nero, from Rome. From AD 31, Caligula, with his 3 sisters, lived in Tiberius's on the island of Capri, under strict watch of Tiberius, until Tiberius died in AD 37. In 33 AD, Caligula's mother and his brother Drusus died. In the same year, Caligula married Junia Claudilla, daughter of one of Tiberius' most influential allies in the Senate, Marcus Junius Silanus, and was given an honorary quaestorship in the cursus honorum, a series of political promotions that could lead to consulship and eventual rise as the emperor. In 35 AD, Tiberius named Caligula as joint heir with Gemellus, Tiberius' grandson. Tiberius died on 16 March at 37. Suetonius and Tacitus repeat rumors that Caligula, possibly assisted by Macro, smothered Tiberius with a pillow, but his death was seen as natural. On the same day, Caligula was hailed as emperor by members of the Praetorian Guard at Misenum. His leadership as the sole heir to Caesar's household and pater familias was ratified by the Senate, who acclaimed him as imperator 2 days later. When he arrived in Rome, on 28 or 29 March, Caligula met with an ecstatic reception from the population of Rome. He was hailed and admired by all, and loved by many, for being the beloved son of Germanicus and Agrippina. The first 7 months of his reign are described as a golden age of happiness and prosperity for Rome. In the first few months of Caligula's rule, he was initially welcomed with enthusiasm by the Roman people and Senate. He enacted popular reforms, such as recalling exiles, granting bonuses to the Praetorian Guard, and organizing public games. Early into his reign, around October 37, Caligula fell severely ill, hovering between life and death for a month. The nature of the illness remains unclear, but it was severe enough that many believed he might die. After recovering, Caligula's behavior changed drastically, becoming more erratic, paranoid, and cruel. Some historians suggest that this illness might have affected his mental state, contributing to the increasingly tyrannical and unpredictable actions that characterize the rest of his rule. Initially, Gemellus, Caligula's cousin and the grandson of Emperor Tiberius, was happily adopted into the imperial dynasty as Caligula's son and heir, but Caligula viewed his cousin Gemellus as a potential rival for the throne, and he was soon executed on charges of treason, reflecting Caligula's paranoia and desire to eliminate threats to his power. Caligula's reign, spanning from 37 to 41 AD, was characterized by severe mismanagement and erratic behavior, which contributed to his notorious reputation. His cruelty was manifested in numerous executions of political figures and close associates. Among the most notable victims were his cousin, Tiberius Gemellus, and several prominent senators, who were accused of treason or plotting against him. These purges created a pervasive atmosphere of fear and instability. Financially, Caligula's reign was marked by excessive extravagance. He depleted the treasury through grandiose spending on public games, such as lavish gladiatorial contests and chariot races, which were often designed to showcase his own wealth and power. His ambitious construction projects were extremely costly and added to the financial strain on Rome. Suetonius claims that Caligula squandered 2.7 billion sesterces in his first year and addressed the consequent treasury deficit by confiscating the estates of wealthy individuals after false accusations, fines, or outright seizure, even the death penalty, as a means of raising money. Caligula's erratic behavior included a series of bizarre actions and proclamations. He is said to have declared himself a living god, demanding divine worship from his subjects. Philo, Caligula's contemporary, claims that Caligula costumed himself as various heroes and deities, starting with demigods such as Dionysus, Heracles, and the Dioscuri, and working up to major deities such as Mercury, Venus, and Apollo. Caligula impersonated Jupiter to seduce various women, that he sometimes referred to himself as a divinity in public meetings, and that he was sometimes referred to as Jupiter in public documents. His actions extended to attempting to have a colossal statue of himself erected in the Jewish Temple of Jerusalem, which provoked a significant religious and political crisis.